Well, thankfully, my good friend Steve Brown has returned from personal business. Thank you for rejoining the show.
Yes, and I'd like to thank everybody that sent kind wishes. My aunt did pass last Sunday, the Sunday before this past Sunday, the 18th. So in memory of Sandra R. Krause, thank you very much to everyone that said kind words.
Very cool of y'all. All right, let's get into the games. Here we go. Thursday night game. I might as well take it.
Yeah, this one's yours.
It's the Daninator Dolphins against the first place New England Patriots. And, you know, the Dolphins are much improved under Dan Campbell here. Are the Pats due for a letdown? You know, I suspect Miami will come in very vicious with their ears pinned back and go crazy and try to sack Brady. And the fact is we can't cover tight ends. We have the worst linebackers in the league. I'm taking the Patriots because that's the way it usually ends up anyway.
Where else do you get in-depth football analysis like, Because that was Stu's analysis.
Hey, you get what you pay for.
Newsflash, Dan Campbell is a better coach than Joe Philbin.
No shit.
That much is clear. But Brady's playing at an MVP level. Bunch of guys right now, older guys, we'll talk about this as we go, but a bunch of guys are playing, veterans playing at a much higher level than you would have expected. Brady being one of them. So I'm afraid Stu's going to like soil his little his footy pajamas while the Patriots run all over the Dolphins.
Scary that he knew I had footy pajamas.
There you go.
All right.
Stu jammies.
And then we go across the pond for some more football that we don't give a flying fuck about.
Okay, well, the Chiefs showed some life last week. Lions fired their offense coordinator, their offensive line coach, so they brought in a cooter, evidently.
Yeah. Not a scooter, a cooter.
Billy Joe Cooter, Billy Bob Cooter.
Hey, we're going to play some football now.
Some people call it an offensive line. I call it a sling blade. Anyway, Chikandrick West, am I saying that right? Evidently, the Chiefs can pick just about anybody and run the damn ball. And with Detroit falling apart, I see the Chiefs with a win. And can we not have like 17 games in England? I mean, live streaming of Buffalo, Jacksonville?
Yeah, I had to pull out the Roku and find it online, for God's sake.
Come on. Keep football in America. Let them have football where you play soccer.
Exactly. I think that the Chiefs win here. I mean, Detroit made changes. Unfortunately, they didn't chop off the top of the head. They kind of took a couple crutches off of somebody. They're not changing the right guys. This is a team in decline. The Chiefs are a little better balanced anyway as a football team. And, you know, I think the Chiefs will get back at England for sending Americans over to kill them all, and they're going to win there.
Okay. The Bucks at the Falcons, and the Falcons are one of the least impressive 6-1 teams right now. They seem to be trending. They're still winning, but they seem to be trending downward where they're not impressive at all.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston has been impressive, but he's very hit or miss right now. And the Bucks suffered an epic letdown. Have you heard the Kirk Cousins line?
No.
You like this. You like it. If you guys haven't heard it, look it up. It's all over the internet.
But finish watching our show first.
Yes, stay with us. Our 100 viewers, we can't afford to lose any of you.
They'll take us off the air.
So I do like the Bucks in this. At home, better balanced team, more experienced quarterback. Excuse me, I like the Falcons.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Not the Bucks. Give me the Falcons.
Everything tells me Falcons. Everything that I'm looking at tells me Falcons, but something tells me the Bucks can come up with a surprise with their defense here. They do have the better defense. I don't know. This is a wing and a prayer. They play each other tough often, no matter who's running the team. I'm taking an upset here. I'm taking the Bucks.
I'd do one of those later in the show.
Oh, okay.
Cardinals at the Browns, and since 1999, the Browns have had one 10-win season, one double-digit win season, and it ain't going to change this year. They are pathetic. They have been pathetic since they brought them back into the league. Cardinals are looking good. Talking about veteran quarterbacks that are playing well.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer.
He's
He's got Chris Johnson, who's second in the league in yardage. There's a guy that was nowhere when he was a Jet, who's having a renaissance, if you will. So I don't see much analysis needed here. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I thought the Cards were going to lose the other night. McCown is not practicing right now as of tonight's filming. So that means Manziel, and I mean Idina Menzel would probably have a better time against the Cardinals than Johnny Manziel. So I am going to go with that tough defense Cardinals and Carson, the old man Palmer.
Stu, breaking out the Frozen reference.
Broadway.
Okay.
Jazz hands.
San Francisco at the Rams. And he is a studly little girly man, isn't he? I told you. I don't get them right too often. I was wrong about that damn Browns running back Richardson, but I'm right here. Gurley is the shit. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
And the 49ers have that glazed Randall McMurphy look in their eyes. They what a useless late field goal is all they had in their loss. They've shown no fight. Give me the Rams just to run it down their throat.
Yeah, Bethea's out now for San Francisco. Gurley is looking like the next Frank Gore here. Better D for the Rams overall, and it's usually a tough game in this division, but I don't think this time. I'm taking the Rams.
All right, Giants at Saints, and I got to tell you, unimpressive wins. Giants against the Cowboys. I was not impressed at all. I actually think the Cowboys had a good shot at winning that game. Saints have 2 wins in a row. Who'd they beat? Falcons and the Colts.
And the Snowman.
There you go. Falcon and the Snowman. Sean Penn movie,
You're
right?
welcome.
Good
You're
God.
welcome, America.
Strange references today,
Where my
folks.
brain goes.
Anyway, I'm taking the Saints in this. I think the Saints have finally established what they're going to do better. They've gone from the passing team to the running team. I'm taking the Saints.
Wow, I'm agreeing with you. It's 2 of the worst defenses in the league, and Breeze looked pretty good lately. And Darkwa for the Giants.
Darkwa looked good.
Yeah, he looked very good. I picked him up in my fantasy league. You know why? I'm in last place, so I get to pick him.
You get him and Kendrick West,
Yeah.
and you're all over the place.
I am taking Breeze at home since he always disappoints me. So, taking the Saints.
You want the Dark West running backs.
Dark West.
Anyway,
Oh.
my Vikes at Chicago, and Chicago's got a patchwork offensive line. They have no playmakers on defense. All of a sudden, we've got receivers coming out of nowhere, Diggs, and Bridgewater's playing well. Peterson not lighting it up, but steady production.
Yep.
Give me my Vikes.
I think they can handle the Bears, too. They're working harder to be a better defense. I read a quote where they want to be the #1 defense at the end of the season. Not sure if they can be that defense, but no one's really overwhelming me thus far. And AP could have a monster game here. I really think this could be the game that he breaks it out and open up the play action for Teddy. So I am taking the Vikings. Again, I've been taking the Vikings all season.
Nobody ever gives a quote like, we're working hard to be the number 13 defense in the league.
The Dolphins certainly do.
No, they've started to come alive. Dan Campbell gave him some Oklahoma drills.
Man, he is like the monster.
Chargers at the Ravens. And would you have guessed this late in the season that these 2 teams would be combined for 3 wins? The Chargers did one of those furious fourth quarter comebacks. Oh, we almost won the game.
Saved my fantasy week.
Yeah, but I'm not. I mean, they might save your fantasy week, but does it impress you going
2 garbage
into this?
touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Does it impress you with what they've done?
No.
I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens for no reason.
Okay. The Chargers had an embarrassing loss to the Raiders Sunday, and the Ravens played tough in their game. Rivers was way off on Sunday till the final 2 minutes where I got 2 garbage touchdowns. Cardinals get a fumble recovery on a very close call. I think his knee was down personally on that play. Anyway, still the Ravens look like they're beginning to show some signs of life here, and I think Forsett should see a lot of carries. Chargers, believe it or not, the #1 offense. How can that be? I'm taking the Ravens.
All right. Bengals at the Steelers. And to my eyes, the Bengals are the most complete team in the NFL. Balanced on both sides of the ball.
Run, pass.
Playing very, very solid football. Will Andy Dalton fall apart? Well, it doesn't matter because it's not the postseason right now.
That's true.
I like the Bengals to be able to shut down the Steelers' running game. I think the Bengals have given up 3 rushing touchdowns this year. I don't expect them to give up a 4th. I like the Bengals in this. It'll give them a 3-game lead in the AFC North.
I do too. Is Big Ben back? I have no idea yet. Can the undefeated Bengals continue against the surprisingly resilient Steelers? I mean, you got to look at the Steelers when Ben went out and think they're going to be out of it. They're still quite in the mix, but that says a lot about the AFC in general. With Ben, take the Steelers. Without them, take the Cats.
Titans at Texans. T-fight.
That's a stretch.
Turf Monster. Yeah, I'm stretching there. The Turf Monster jumped up and got Arian Foster yet again. There's a guy that just can't stay on the field. They also, the Turk got Ryan Mallett. Like, I got to tell you, if you're Geno Smith or Ryan Mallett and you lose the starting job, don't start missing planes and missing the bus. Keep your $1 million contract by just showing up. Just show up. I show up at work and don't do anything, and they
Mallett.
still pay me.
Mallett.
Yeah.
Mallett.
Make the damn plane. That's all you have to do to make millions of dollars. Because you're not impressing other teams by not making the damn plane. Anyway, I still expect the Texans horrible got pasted by your Dolphins. Titans not showing much of anything. Really a talentless team. 30th on defense, or 30th, excuse me, 30th on offense. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
this
you
week.
have. You're allowed. But the Falcons, they gave the Falcons a run for the money, man. It was 10-7.
Yes, they were okay on defense, horrible on offense.
Without Mariota.
Yes, I expect the Texans at home to be able to hold the Titans off the scoreboard and win this game in a stinker.
I'm going to disagree. I think if Mariota is back, Houston's run game is now a shambles. They don't know. They haven't been able to figure it out much.
Alfred Blue.
Yeah, Alfred
They're going to work Blue.
Alfred Blue this whole season. Call me crazy, but if Mariota plays, I'm taking the Titans. That's my pick.
Jets.
Because I said it.
At Raiders, and I gotta tell you,
was a great matchup.
I said it earlier, and I'm gonna take my little flyer right here. the fans
are going crazy.
Fireman Ed over there. You're gonna be a little disappointed then, fellas, because I like what the Raiders are doing.
Raiders.
Derek Carr, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Nice connections he's making with Cooper, Amari Cooper.
On my bench.
Yeah. Take the Rookie of the Year and keep him.
Douche.
Keep him benched. That might explain why you're last.
It is.
Crabtree actually having a decent game too.
Yep.
They've got Murray. The Jets have. There's every reason in the world to pick the Jets in this game, but I'm doing one of the flyers like Stu did earlier. I'm taking the Raiders.
Whereas I'm not. You're absolutely right. This is one of those games where I love these matchups. Jets Raiders games. You never know what the hell's going to happen. Doesn't matter how bad or good either team is. It's always an entertaining game. The Raiders smoked the Chargers, which is not saying much evidently now, while the Jets were killing themselves with bad clock management and really awful penalty on Brandon Marshall to end the game, standing there like floating like a butterfly.
Well, also, and you've said it before, what did Brandon Marshall do when he was in Miami?
Drop touchdowns. Anyway, I'm going to take the Jets D here. That's the only reason I can pick them. I think they have the better defense. The Raiders have been on a high. I'm not sure how they've been winning, but I'm taking the Jets.
Seattle at the Cowboys, and here's a news flash for you. Greg Hardy's a bad human being.
Yeah, he's not a nice guy.
Let's just face fact. He's knocking into coaches. He's talking junk about Gisele Bündchen, which we've also talked junk about Gisele Bündchen.
Junk about her.
Anyway, the Hawks don't have to worry about if Dez Bryant is back or not because there's really nobody to get him the ball. I watched Matt Castle when he was a Viking. I watched him float a bad pass against the Giants, float a couple of bad passes against the Giants, and really blow that game. That's why the Giants were so unimpressive. It wasn't that they were making great plays. It was that Castle was making horrible plays.
Yeah.
Whedon didn't work out. Castle's not working out. I hate the Cowboys. Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hawks on the road. I mean, what are the Dallas Cowboys going to do? They can't find a quarterback without Romo. The running game is still there. McFadden, actually has been showing some signs of life. It's amazing what a really good offensive line can do for any running back is make them look good. Is Joseph Randle going to play? I don't know.
Is Randall McMurphy going to play?
I don't know. I'm going to McMurphy's after the game in Ridgewood. Anyway, I'm sensing a Seattle victory here. It's not like me to take Seattle on the road, but the Cowboys just don't look like they have anything in the tank.
All right, Green Bay at Broncos, clearly the premier game of the week. I forgot they were both in the NFL because they were both coming off the bye.
I've heard of these teams.
You've got the matchup that used to be, Rodgers versus Peyton Manning. That used to be the highlight here. But the highlight really right now is Denver's D against Rodgers.
Yep.
And I think the key to this whole game is which of the two teams can establish a running game.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one has been very effective in that. Eddie Lacy has been a big disappointment. If Green Bay can establish a running game against Denver, it will do wonders for Aaron Rodgers, give him time in the pocket, you talked about pinning back your ears and going after him. That's what Denver wants to do.
That's what they do.
And if Eddie Lacy can establish any sort of an effective running game, 3.5, 4 yards a carry, on first down, it changes this game. I feel like they're going to be able to do it. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. I like the Pack because I think Peyton is really shot. Though a week off may give him his arm just a little bit more zip, but I'm still taking the Pack.
If there's anyone that can beat the Broncos defense, it's a healthy Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Peyton Manning can beat an average defense right now because his passes float like crap, and they really haven't been able to run the ball.
Most of my craps don't float.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to look at crap floating to really comment on that.
It has happened. I'm
sure it does. The shit does hit the fan, so it's got to fly. That's my point. Anyway. I don't think Peyton Manning's got it anymore, and if I had to pin a game on one quarterback, and these are two of the greatest ever, imagine, arguably, I'm taking a healthy Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
That's the only reason.
We finish it out with Colts at the Panthers. Panthers looked impressive, waving to the
Waving
gallery.
to our new fan. We have so many fans.
It's weird though. Well, newsflash here: Gore and Johnson, they're old, and that's one of the reasons that Andrew Luck is looking so bad. Luck's got 11 TDs and 9 interceptions, and everybody's making excuses for him. Oh, I think he's still hurt. Oh, he looks like he must be injured. Maybe he is, but they're not saying that.
They're not a good team either.
Cam's got 9 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and everybody's talking about him being an MVP because he's doing things with his legs, and they're playing in one of the weirdest systems you'll ever see, but somehow it's working. One of the keys to the Panthers is you got those two big guys up front, Star and Quan Short.
Sure.
And they're keeping Davis and Kuechly free, and they're making those tackles. I don't see any way that the Colts are going to be able to establish a run. I don't see any way that Luck is going to beat them with the long ball at this point, with the way he's been playing. I like the Panthers.
And the Panthers are a running team. I mean, they're almost dead last in passing, but that's going to work perfectly against the Colts because if they can run off eight-minute plays every quarter, they're going to keep Luck off the field, and that's what they do best. And Newton is having a great year. He's not making the stupid mistakes. I don't think he's rushing it. I think he's got a firm grasp of the offense here. And I think the Colts are a shambles. I mean, there's talk Pagano's already, there's talk about him leaving. Irsay's been on the sideline, probably drinking and getting arrested again. But
Irsay's the party owner.
So anyway,
can you imagine him and Jerry Johnson hitting the same bar?
Yeah. I do think Luck is hurt.
Did I just say Jerry Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson too. Throw them all in there.
Yeah, anyone named Johnson. My Johnson. Anyway, I think the Colts are a mess, and it's showing. Just like when Philbin left, the Dolphins kind of gelled again, and they're playing like a team. I think they're hearing the rumors that Pagano's gone, and they're starting to go, fuck it, we're 3-3, and we look like shit. I am taking the Panthers.
I like the way Stu worked in the Philbin hate there.
You got to always work in the Philbin hate, at least for 10 more games.
All right. Anyway, that was electric football for this week. If you watched it, we apologize. We owe you 17 point.
The internet was not made for this, man.
Minutes of your life. That's Stu Pace.
That's Steve Brown. Those are the guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.